simple Jenkins pipeline. Okay, so lab number 3 will start. So if you missed lab number 2, it's okay, but Jenkins installation should be there. So I would suggest everyone has the Jenkins installation ready. Okay, and when it is not in use, you can stop the instance. So yesterday I just stopped the instance. I started it today. Now let's start with the simple Jenkins pipeline. So some of the screenshot may vary because I think the newest version, the UI is quite different. The screenshots are old ones. Okay, but the concept is same. Okay, the look and feel may vary. So we'll create our first pipeline. Okay, I'll click on this pipeline. Okay, if you see the difference, if I click here, okay, it will change. Okay, so the box changes. Here I'm clicking on pipeline. I'll just write as first pipeline. So why it is called pipeline? A sequence of tasks are executed the way which the water flows through the pipeline. So I'm creating a first pipeline. I've clicked on pipeline. Just click on OK. We can give some description. This is my first pipeline. And again, let's go here. Okay. So if you see at the bottom, these options all are not mandatory, and some of them will use in the next exercise. And as of now, just go down to this definition. The exact pipeline definition will be defining here. So there are two methods. Okay, first one is a pipeline script. You can write inline itself here. Okay, and the other option would be pipeline script from the SCM. SCM means source code manager. We'll have to give the link of Git, okay, repository. That repository, if it needs credential, if it is a private repository, we'll have to give its credential. We'll see that in the next lab. And then it will look for, in that repository, it will look for a Jenkins file which will have a sequence of tasks. Okay, but in this exercise we are not using that SCM. We'll use the pipeline script. And we don't need to remember everything. Okay, so if you see here, there is an option, try sample pipeline. Okay, so it has given a sample pipeline for hello world. I just clicked on it and it gave it a proper pipeline it has given. Okay, so it starts with agent any, means if there are multiple instances of Jenkins, it is also possible to have multiple instances of Jenkins. So it's saying that run on any, okay, instances. The first stage is it defining various stages. As of now there is only one stage, and that is echo hello. Okay, so this is the pipeline script. The same thing, if we add it in a Jenkins file and put it in the GitHub, okay, then also we can execute it. But instead of pipeline script, you'll have to use pipeline script from SCM and point it to the Jenkins file. Now I'll just save it. Okay, the pipeline is created. Now let's click on build now. If you see, whenever we click the build now, remember that something will be running here and you have to click on #1. Okay, any number here. So this is the build number. This was the build number 1. Okay, and let's check if anything shows in the changes here. Okay. So nothing is there. We'll just continue with our clicking on #1. We'll click on #1. Okay. So it is giving that build completed. The green check mark means it is a success. Just go to the pipeline console. This is one option to check the output if it is proper or not. Okay, so there was only one stage, so it is hello checkmark. It started when it started. Okay, how much time it took and what is the result? It is success. If you see, hello world is printed. Okay. So this is one of the method to check from the pipeline console. Again, click on pipeline, first pipeline, and we can also check the console output as directly as well. Just click on #1 again, and there is an option called console output. So if you click on console output, so it will show. Okay, so it runs in a particular workspace. It creates a workspace in that at this location. The name of the workspace is first pipeline, and it printed hello world on the screen. Now, in case we need to edit it, we need to add some more stages. Okay, we can go back to the pipeline. Okay, and we'll add few more stages as given in this exercise. Okay, so I'll just copy this. Okay, whatever I have, the same pipeline we are executing again with some other different stages. So just click on pipeline, and when we click on configure, remember when if we have to edit it, just click on configure. And just scroll down, and here just replace it with the this one. So so if you see, the same stages are there but at a different level. Okay, so I'll just delete it. So the first stage is cleanup. We are not doing actual cleanup. We are just echoing it, echo cleanup. But we can add here the command for cleanup, whatever cleanup we want to do, whatever testing we have to do, we can add it here. Okay, and whatever deployment we have to do, we can do here. For example, we generally what we do is we'll build a Docker container. Okay, using Docker build command. Here we can add some test commands we can add here, and then the Docker run command we can add it here. So where it will run? It will run on this VM itself, EC2 instance. Okay, but in case we have multiple clients, okay, the slaves we call it in Jenkins slave. If we add it, we can run on those particular Jenkins slaves as well, or multiple as well. And I'll just save it. I'll open this pipeline syntax in a new tab. Okay, I'll just save it. Okay. Now if you see, we can also generate the pipeline syntax here from this pipeline syntax. Both are slow. So it is, but you should have some knowledge about it. So we can create some pipeline like build a job, okay, or let's say Git. Okay, so I'm asking, we need some steps for adding a Git. Okay, suppose I gave this URL https://www.github.com. Okay, suppose the branch is main. Okay, we won't use any uh, credentials. Just click on generate pipeline script. Okay, so this line we just add it and it will help us in adding a branch particular git URL in a sample step. Okay, now similarly we can create something else as well, build job. Okay, project to build and quiet period and all, and if you click on generate script it will give the script as well. Okay, but you should have some knowledge. For some time we'll have to use the ready-made scripts later on. Based on the condition, there are various conditions we can execute. So for example, if I want to execute shell script, what echo hello, just click on generate script. Okay, it will give that we need to add this line, but where we need to add this line. Okay, so we created it. I'll show it. Let's click on build now. So if you see it, we can add it here, this sh line it is giving. So these are simple ones. Okay, sometimes we'll get some complicated one as well. So using a sample one, we can hello world, we can get the structure, and these commands we can generate it from this script. So if you see the second build is also successful, just click on #2. Okay, and we'll click first on the pipeline console. So if you see in the screenshot, it is showing something like this, okay, by default, but here it is a bit different in the newest version.
Install plugin to be sure.
Let's check that. So there are 4 stages: cleanup, okay, echo cleanup, build, test, and deploy. And let's go back. Let's click on first pipeline. So here it should show it in the status, but it's not showing. It should show that those boxes like this. Okay, and let's go to first pipeline again. We'll click on #2. Let's have only one screen. And let's click on console output. Okay, so remember it runs something on the same server itself in a workspace. Okay, it created a pipeline, and now on that, here it is just echoing it. Okay, now we can perform any task. Okay, but where it will be performing, let's see that. I'll click on again. This we will write. We'll create a file. Okay, now we'll just create a file on the Jenkins server itself. Okay, just click on configure. So in short, what I want to explain is it is nothing but executing a script. Okay, but only thing is the script is in some other language. It is a Groovy language. Okay, and indirectly it is also possible to run our bash command. So sh means the shell command. So what I'm saying here, touch build.txt, it will create a build.txt file. Let's copy this again. Okay, that should have been cleanup.txt, so I'll make it clean.txt. And the last one would be, okay, this one is test.txt, and this one is deploy.txt. And click on save. And let's run the pipeline. So let's click on #3. Click on console output. Directly we'll see the console output. So if you see at this location, okay, we'll go that location. It has created some files. Okay, using touch command we can create an empty file, and it is the status is success. We can see here as well. But let's go to our Jenkins systems and go to cd this path and just do ls. Okay, we can see there are few files created. Okay, but let's check who is the owner. Okay, so if you see, the owner is Jenkins. Okay, and if you see cat/etc passwd grep Jenkins, so varlib Jenkins is the home directory for a Jenkins user. So when the Jenkins installation is done, okay, varlib Jenkins becomes its home directory. Okay, so everything is executed via Jenkins user. Okay, if the Jenkins user don't have the proper permission, it won't be able to create it. Okay, varlib it's its home directory, so it's able to create all these things. Okay, so remember, everything gets created on the same you can say this is one of the runner or one of the agent where the everything runs.